um, Salton City, California. So it's early morning, just 6 something, and we're going to be heading out here soon, actually. So I've got to make this short and sweet, but I just wanted to talk about our time in San Felipe, Baja, California. Um, and just talk about our time that we spent at the mission base there, and then just kind of my thoughts and things and of just San Felipe in itself. So, yeah, where we are right now, it's a big RV park, but not a whole lot of people. I can see a lot of spots empty, probably because the snowbirds have already gone back. But nice quiet area here. And yeah, where we are in City, California. Today we're heading up to my cousin's in Reno, Nevada. So we've got about a 9 hour drive, and so he wants to get going really early. So I'm gonna just really kind of, yeah, try to make this short and sweet, but I want to tell about our time and so far, and then we're going to hit the road for Reno. I have a few notes. But when we first got in on a Sunday so this is Sunday, so last Sunday we got in to San Felipe, across the border fairly well, good, and got down there and got an RV park, and we stayed there Sunday night, Monday night. Okay. And it's so nice right by the ocean. We got to experience high tide and low tide, so that was really neat. I think I did several little short videos from there. So if you want to see those about high tide, low tide, and just the sounds of the waves, and I just was trying to take it all in, all in. So we were down there and got to enjoy that down for 2 days. So it was neat because I got to see it as it's like at its lowest, got to see it when it was at its highest, got to see it was when it's kind of going out for low tide, and when it was coming in, and how fast it really moves. As soon as at 1:30 in the afternoon is a high tide, and then low tide is about 7:30 in the evening, and so it's quite a drastic, goes down really quick and it comes up. So about 1:30 it's getting up to its highest. It's really, really, really coming up, moving up pretty quick. So really interesting to see that. And apparently I looked it up. There's two high tides. So again in the night it does the same. So at 7:30 in the evening was a low tide. So then it's going to come up high in the middle of the night, and then it's gone down again towards the morning when you get up. It's going down. So oh, well, then it's coming back up. Yeah, it's gone down. Okay, sorry, then it's coming back up. But anyway, there's two low tides apparently in a 24 hours period. So, yeah, that was it. Okay, so just really good. And then Tuesday morning, we got over to the mission. We parked our RV there, and then there, by the what's called the ladies' day home, where they can come in for the day to this place, and they're not alone in their homes. And they come in there. They eat their meals there for the daytime, and they kind of do. They do needlework and just sit there and visit with each other. And so we got to visit with them for the rest of that afternoon and hang out there, and with the family that's the overseers of the mission. This is 99 plus 1 ministries in San Felipe, 99 plus 1 ministries. So just, yep. And then Wednesday, they took a tour of the town. So that was really neat. Took us a tour all around the town. So we've seen the areas that's really what's just Americans living there. Um, there's certain communities, just although there's a huge amount of Americans living down there, I guess way more than actually Mexicans in some Felipe. So it was their areas. Plus, we got to see just the rest of the town, and then some really, unfortunately, poor places and situations and homes that are just, you wouldn't call that a home. You don't know that's a home. It's almost like a place looks like for animals almost. I mean, really, the way the boards and put together, and people are living there in the situation so sad. I guess they get scrap metal stuff and this and that, and they put it together for their homes. Some areas was called in the riverbed areas, and they would put their homes together. And I guess it works unless they have like a storm, and then water comes in there. But good, but just really, really sad situations. It doesn't rain a lot there, so I guess it's their advantage. At least they don't get rain. They don't have to worry about building a thing that's going to keep out rain. They don't get rain much, so it's kind of a good thing in some ways and unfortunate in other ways. So very, very dry. They don't get a lot of rain. Um, but the housing conditions is just in some areas. But I guess every city, every place, like America, in the States, same thing, right? They just have they're poor. So my heart just really goes out for that. Also Wednesday morning, my husband got to go to a Bible study with their husband there. They went to a men's Bible study, so that was really neat for him. Got to visit with a bunch of men, and again, these men were, I think, all English speaking because they were from the American community there. So, But otherwise, we had to interpret everything. So the ladies' home had to be interpreted. I couldn't talk unless it was interpreted. But certain words you can kind of know, and it was neat to be able to just we could kind of communicate some words. Um, okay, so we did the tour of the town, and then we went off to the orphanage, and with Gina, with the family that she's the like together they're the overseers. So Gina went with my family to the orphanage, and we first went in, and well, they did the tour. There's a man there that did the tour of the orphanage there, and toured they have a private Christian school the kids go to, so we toured that, and then the orphanage facilities, and he showed us everything, and just things about the orphanage, how God's provided for them for their needs for different things that need to be built, and donations came in just when they needed it, and all these things about the orphanage, and how yeah, the place that they've got for the children there. And so when we got to go in where the children were waiting to see us and talk to us, so I did a little devotion with them first, and then we did handed out snacks. I brought about some cookies and juice, some gummy candy packages, and they enjoyed that, and then went out to play and just had free play. Well, we brought jump ropes too and balloons, so we blew up balloons for them, and they played with their balloons until they popped, and jump ropes and jumping with the jump ropes, and then just playing, and our kids mingled with them playing, and it was really fun. Our kids enjoyed it. We got in the vehicle to go, and they're like, "Can we come back to the orphanage? We want to come back to the orphanage. We want to come back." And my daughter was even talking about what if we adopted some of the girls that was her age and everything, and all these things. So that was really neat. They got to talk with the girls our age because we was interpreted, so we could talk with them. I got to chat with them and everything. It's really neat, really respectful for our children to be able to do that and see that. And then Thursday, okay, we made lunch for the ladies at the day home, and then the family, the overseers. They came, and we all got to eat lunch together, and that was really nice to eat lunch. And then that when we went to the beach. Oh, and then we went off to the beach with them. Okay, then we went to the beach with them, and we got a family picture of us at the beach, but with them, we went down there with them, so that was really neat. Um, and then Friday noon, we went to the ladies' rehab, and with my big girls, went with me to the ladies' rehab, and I got to share a message there, a message of encouragement and hope, and just shared my story and how God was, ever present for me, and gave me peace and give me, had hope in Him, and just that they could experience that same thing, whatever they were going through, no matter their situation, and that. Um, God can restore and redeem these things. So I got to share that, and it was just really special. Oh, and then after that, okay, so Gina was with us with our girls, and we went over to where Paul and her husband were with all the rest of the children. They were having hamburgers and stuff over at a restaurant. So we joined up with them. We had lunch together there. It was really neat. It was a dirt floor, not your typical restaurant, really dirt floor, and yeah, but it was really good food. They had chicken strips too, and French fries and stuff. So we did that, and then we were ready to head out. So we went back to the motorhome, took a few more pictures. We did, yeah, and together, and then we said our goodbyes and was ready to head out. But just a really special time. Really, really neat to be able to experience that with our kids and to do that. And, for me to be able to share with those ladies there, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty neat. I get to share our story all the way down in Baja, California. God is good. God is good that He would allow me to be able to share there. And I'm just looking for opportunities to be able to share that hope and that peace I have. And I hope it was, they see my heart, and that it wasn't a blessing to them. And just some highlights from that. I mean, from our trip down there. I mean, the orphanage was the big thing I think that we enjoyed really the most, and the women's rehab. It was really, really, really neat that I could do that, and just touring the town. And then but the poor situation really makes me sad. I'm like, how does a situation like that ever get better? How do they? How does their life ever change? I guess it's just really, really, really sad. And because the heat, I mean, in the summertime, that heat, maybe they don't get rained, but the heat, I guess, is terrible. And they've said 4 months, July, August, September, October, the heat is extreme, right? So very extreme heat there. You can just imagine, because it's already, I mean, it's like summertime now. So I said the mornings get a little cool, so that's nice. But otherwise, it's just heat. So yeah, I guess that was the main thing that I wanted to share about our trip. Uh, Coming back, actually, just before the border, uh, my husband was pulled over because he ran a yellow light, and so unfortunately, and then the man went and told this policeman went and told us that we needed a permit to travel in that part. I have a permit, and he was like, Paul was like, well, they didn't tell us at the border, but he's like, oh yeah, no, you need a permit and everything. Then, but I'll just you just pay me, and then you're good, and it's fine. I guess about the light, and just pay me $300 American, and you're good. And I'm like, we knew that wasn't right, but he paid him, and we were only minutes from the border, so we needed a permit. And he knew that too. We were just minutes from the border there. We were in the border town minutes. So we were just ready to cross. But anyway, we did that. And yeah, I've looked it up, and no, we need a permit, I guess, to travel in the other parts of Mexico, but not in Baja. You do not need a permit. And I've looked up, and they would have told us at the border. So it's unfortunate, that happened. And then at the border as well, I guess you're not allowed to cross. We had tomatoes, apples, and one egg, and they took that. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Because the egg was from the States. The tomatoes was from the States, but I crossed it was fine, but to cross it back, you can't. So that's strange. So if you ever travel with RV and stuff, you can cross apparently tomatoes, apples, and eggs. Well, I didn't have the apples when I crossed. Sorry, the apples was from down Mexico. Okay, I crossed with that tomatoes and eggs and other stuff, but you can't bring it back. So you want to use it up. You want to use it up because you can't take it back. But I had bought lettuce, celery, and bananas from down there. I still had it, and that was fine. So, I don't know. These things are just weird. If there's because they don't make a rhyme or a reason to me. If it's but if they have rules, and so I guess you know it. But otherwise, I'm like, okay, the lettuce and celery and bananas from there was fine, but the tomatoes I brought from the States, I couldn't bring back to the States, nor my one egg. I had one egg and I couldn't bring it back. So I don't know, just weird. I'm like, oh, you took my one egg. I'd planned that for my pancakes the next morning. But anyways, we stopped by the store and we got more. So, and more tomatoes that they took and stuff. But I just don't understand times. Anyway, I guess that's it. So yeah, we had a really good time down there, and we are back in California and ready to go on with our travels and our adventure onto my cousins and Reno and some friends and around the San Jose area, and then on up to the redwoods, and then up from there on up to Alberta, Canada. So we've got to be hitting the road, or we've got a long way ahead of us still. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, you can catch all my little videos I did from the ocean. Did some neat little short videos, and just because I just enjoyed the ocean, I thought it was cool. God's amazing creation. There's nothing like the ocean, I think. All right, take care. God bless.